welcome back to my channel. My name is Courtney and welcome back to the Revive and Renew for 2022 Yoga and Meditation Challenge. We are on day 20 of the challenge, which is crazy. We're like 2/3 of the way through now. And today I'm bringing to you a yoga sequence for lower back pain. So hopefully by the end of this gentle yoga flow, you're going to feel a huge sense of relief in your lower back, and hopefully this will be one that you can come back to whenever your back doesn't feel quite right. So lower back pain can be caused for a variety of reasons, more serious medical conditions. It can also be a result of if you are mainly seated for your job or if you stand a lot for your job. As we know, too much of a good thing or too much of one thing is never always a good thing. So hopefully this flow will start to counteract some of those ways in which you're standing or sitting maybe for a large portion of the day, and hopefully it will offer some relief. So we'll work on the hamstrings, offering a bit of release for them. We'll work on some release for the lower back, and we'll also start to release the hips, because when one of these areas is a little bit off balance, it can affect all the areas around it. So that is what we will be working on today. So if you want to join me in tabletop, that is where we're going to begin today. So bringing the shoulders over the wrists and hips over the knees. Let's start to run through our cat and cow. So inhaling to dip the belly, roll the shoulders back, take the gaze to eyebrows. As you exhale, round the spine, tucking the pelvis under, pushing your spine away. As you inhale, dropping the belly, arch the spine, look up. Exhale to round, push the mat away, find that space in between the shoulder blades. Inhale, coming back to your cow pose. Exhale to round, push the mat away. Now your option here is to continue running through the cat and cow cycle, or if it feels good, you're welcome to start to move around in any way that your body feels like it needs today. So maybe rocking the hips from side to side feels good, bringing a little bit of length into the side body. Maybe it feels good to send the sitting bones back towards your heels as you inhale, and exhale, ripple forward back into your cat pose. So just finding a few more seconds of any fluid movement, just listening to your body and whatever it needs today. Well done. Then from here, we're going to move straight into downward dog. But in this downward dog, even if you can get your heels on the mat, I really want us to prioritize the lengthening of our spine. So let's spread the fingers wide, tuck the toes, send the sitting bones up. Let's all take a bend in the knees. So let's prioritize our lower back here. We're going to press the chest back towards the thighs, push the hips up. Breathing deeply here, pushing your shoulders away from your ears, keeping that lovely space around the back of the neck, pressing into the mat with the index finger and thumb. If it feels right for you here, welcome to walk the heels out, just finding that extra length for the back of the legs. Well done. Just offering your body and your mind some relaxation here, inviting yourself to relax. The more relaxed we are, the more that we can start to work on all this physical tension that we are carrying. Well done. And from here, you're going to ripple forward into your plank. So either taking your high plank or drop the knees. And then all together, let's take our Ashtanga Namaskar. So as you exhale, drop the knees, hug the elbows in, lower the chest and chin. As you inhale, scoop yourself through to your Cobra pose. Now we're going to move into our Sphinx pose, so working on a little bit of strengthening of the back muscles here as well. So walk your forearms flat onto the mat, bring your elbows under your shoulders and spread the fingers wide here. So roll the shoulders back and draw the chest through. You can press the top of the feet into the mat here, engaging the front of the legs. And just starting to notice that awakening of the muscles running down your spine. If this feels quite pinchy for your lower back in any way, walk your arms further forward so you bring your chest closer to the mat and just soften this back bend here. There's really no right or wrong way for you to be here. And see, as we're trying to relieve our lower back, we definitely don't want to put any extra strain on it. So be gentle with yourself here. We're very much looking to resolve and relieve any tension or stress that you're experiencing in that area. So continuing to breathe into your chest, drawing the chest forward, keeping some activity in your legs here, pressing the top of the feet into the mat. Well done, just a few more breaths here. And then all together, let's lower the chest to the mat and bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck your toes, lift everything up and send your sitting bones straight back into your child's pose. So bring the knees together for this child's pose and set your sitting bones onto the heels. Walk your hands out towards the top of the mat and drop the forehead all the way down. So from here, I really invite you to round your spine in this pose, drawing the crown of the head towards your mat. Breathe deeply into your spine, breathing into the back of the ribs. And if it feels good, you can even take your hands towards your ankles and just taking this really tucked in, really cozy child's pose here. Continuing to draw the crown of the head down towards the mat as you breathe into the back body. Well done. Then when you're ready, let's unwind from our child's pose. Press your hands firmly back into the mat. We're going in for downward facing dog. So tucking the toes, send the sitting bones up. Once again, just being really gentle in your child's pose. Taking a few deep breaths here. Knees bent, push the sitting bones up. Prioritize that lovely length in the spine. And then when you're ready, let's all make our way to the top of the mat. So maybe taking some small steps to make your way there. Once you arrive, bring the feet hip width distance, bend the knees and fold into your Uttanasana forward fold. If you like, you can take a block here and relax your hands on a block or just let the fingertips drop down towards the mat. Let your upper body hang really heavy here, so letting everything go. Releasing the lower back here, just letting everything hang heavy. Well done. If it feels right, you might take your forearms to the back of the calves and then maybe just draw your chest in a little bit closer towards your thighs, keeping the knees generously bent. Breathing into the back body still, using your breath to create that gentle space and expansion. Well done. And your other option here is to take opposite elbows and then maybe take a little ragdoll, just gently swinging elbows from side to side. Well done. And then when you're ready, gently inhaling to unroll the spine, come all the way up towards your Tadasana mountain pose. Roll the shoulders back a few times here. Just let everything go that might be clinging on around the shoulders and the neck. Excellent. So from here, we'll take a brief Hatha Sun Salutation here, just to start to work on the hips a little bit more. So as you inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips, fold over the legs. Inhale, lift up halfway, pressing hands into shins. And exhale, fold in once again. From here, hands frame your feet, pick up your left leg, step it back and drop the knee. Find your Anjali Asana, low lunge pose. So bringing your right knee over the ankle, inhale to lift the arms up, draw the lower belly in. If this doesn't feel good for your lower back, just take your hands back to the mat and draw the chest forward, finding that length in the spine. Well done. And if you feel you need a deeper stretch for your left hip, walk the knee back just a tiny bit more, but do want you to be gentle here because we're not doing a kind of heat building practice here. We're just inviting a little bit of length into these muscles that might be causing any aggravation or pain in the lower back. Keeping nice long line from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Well done. And then when you're ready, take your right arm into the inside of your right leg and walk that right foot to the long edge of the mat for your low lizard lunge, even, not low lunge. So staying here, if this is enough for you, just enjoying that stretch. You can even take blocks underneath your hands here if you would feel like you benefit from a little bit more height to draw the chest forward. But other than that, just enjoying this opening in the left hip and in the right hip joint as well. Well done. Direct your exhale to those areas that feel a little bit more sticky or a little bit more stiff. Well done. And then from here, walk your right foot back in towards the middle, hands frame the foot. Pick up your back knee and then just gently push off with the back foot and bring both feet back to the top of the mat. Fold forward once again on your exhale. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen through the spine, draw the chest forward. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, arms rise up, gaze to your thumbs. And exhale for mountain pose. Well done. Let's do this on the other side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward from the hips. Inhale, lift up halfway, flatten the back. Exhale, fold in. Press your hands into the mat. This time, pick up the right leg, step it back to your lunge and drop the knee. Well done. So option to stay here on tented fingers, maybe bringing blocks underneath the hands and just again prioritizing the length in the spine, maybe looking down to the mat. If it feels right for you today, maybe inhaling the arms up overhead, drawing the lower belly in and relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Well done. Finding the option that works best for you. And again, if you do want a deeper stretch in the right hip, just gently walk the right knee back a little bit more. And just taking this time to observe how the body's feeling. Where are you experiencing discomfort, tension, stress, pain? Direct every exhale towards those areas and just invite them to release and relieve. It's amazing what we can achieve with intention and with our breath. From here, bring your left hand to the inside of your left leg and walk your left foot to the long edge of the mat for your lizard lunge. So again, option here to just enjoy the depth of the stretch as you are. You can take blocks underneath the hands if it allows you to keep your chest nice and lifted. Again, prioritizing length from the tailbone to the crown of the head. So if we sit a lot in our job, it doesn't encourage length into the hip flexors, and this can result in some lower back pain when the hip flexors start to shorten. When we sit a lot for work, we also lose the strength in some key muscle areas, which can also cause some lower back pain as well, and that's how we can get injured quite easily. So just being so proud and grateful to yourself that you've come onto your mat today to start to address any issues that you're experiencing and trying to counterbalance maybe how you're working, if you're working at your desk or you're standing a lot. It's just so good that you've come onto your mat to start to remedy and counteract any of these movements. Well done. And from here, let's walk the left foot back in. Hands frame the left foot. Tuck the back toes under and then gently project yourself back towards the top of the mat. Well done. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, lift your arms up all the way overhead. And exhale for mountain pose. Now we're going to move into our Yogi Squat pose, and there is options here because it can be quite an intense stretch for the hips and the inside of the legs. So walk your heels to the long edges of the mat, point the toes out, and we're going to sink the sitting bones towards the mat. So a couple of options here. Take your sit bones onto blocks, so maybe coming down a bit higher. Take your sitting bones in line with your knees, or if you've got the mobility in the hips, drop your sit bones all the way down and press the outside of your arms into the inside of your legs. So bringing hands together in front of your heart, keeping your chest nice and open here. Just allowing the length in the spine to release the lower back, releasing the hips. Just one or two more breaths here. Well done. And then gently, slowly drop your bottom all the way back down to the mat. Well done. Then from here, let's take the legs to extend. And we'll move into our forward bend here. So again, continuing to release the hamstrings and the lower back here. So point the toes back towards yourself, flexing the feet. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold forward from the hips. So what I want for you here is to have the palms facing upwards. Roll the shoulders back, keep the chest lifted. So you might find that you don't fold forward that far, but you're still getting all the benefits of this pose and maybe actually more benefit to the pose here. So use your belly muscles to draw your chest closer to your thighs. And notice the relief that you feel in your lower back as you do this. So engaging the front body, allowing the back body to let go and release. Relax the shoulders here. Use your belly muscles to creep closer and closer to your legs. Keeping the gaze on the big toes. Breathe deeply into the back body. Well done. Then from here, gently start to walk yourself all the way back up. And then come to lie on your back. Hug the knees into the chest. And from here, take any movement you need for your lower back. So maybe it feels nice to draw circles with the knees. Just anything that your lower back needs today. So we'll start to stretch out the glutes a little bit here. So cross your right ankle over your left thigh, and we're going to take our reverse pigeon pose or reclined pigeon pose. Maybe popping your hand through the gap here, drawing that left knee in any amount. Keeping some flexion in the right foot to protect the right knee. And just enjoying that lovely deep stretch for the right hip and the right glute. Again, directing exhale to any areas of tension or tightness. Tightness in the glutes can pinch our lower back muscles a little bit, so giving these a really nice good stretch can make the world of difference to our lower back. Well done. And from here, release the left foot and cross the right leg over the left leg. Bring your arms out into a T shape. Shuffle your hips just a little bit over to the right side and let the knees drop over to the left side for your supine twist. If it feels too much to have the legs crossed, just uncross them and stack them on top of each other. Always options. And if you feel you still need more of a stretch here, maybe take the gaze to the right middle finger. Just deeply relaxing here. Well done. Then gently releasing the cross of the legs, bring them back up to center, shuffle hips into the middle. This time, crossing your left ankle over the right leg, right thigh, draw that right knee in towards your chest, any amount, finding that desired stretch for you for the left glute and the left hip. Remembering to keep that flexion in the left foot, especially if you suffer from any knee discomfort in this type of position. Direct your breath to those tighter and more sticky areas. Well done, just taking a few more deep breaths here. And then when you're ready, release your right leg. Take your arms back to your T-shape, option to cross the left leg over the right leg. Shuffle your hips slightly over towards the left and then let the knees drop over to the right side. Bringing the gaze over to the left fingertips. Just allowing your body to completely relax with every exhale. If it's too much to have the legs crossed, just uncross them, stack the knees. Well done. And then from here, uncrossing the legs. Bring them back up to the middle, shuffle the hips into center. And then let's hug the knees into the chest. Bring the big toes together. We're going to go in for happy baby pose. So a couple of options here, just maybe grabbing the ankles, elbows inside the knees. Maybe this is enough for you today. We're going to focus on pressing your lower back into the mat. If you would like a bit more, take the outside edges of the feet. Maybe this is enough for you here today, or option to extend the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling. So from here, push your feet into your hands as you keep the upper body relaxed. Press your lower back into the mat, prioritizing length in the spine. And if it feels right, maybe rocking your happy baby here, rocking from side to side. Just enjoying a final release for the hips, a final release for the lower back. Well done. And then when you're ready, bring the big toes back together, hug the knees into the chest, take any final movements here. And then we're going to take a brief modified Savasana here. So if you are still feeling particularly uncomfortable around the lower back, it might be nice to take the knees bent here in Savasana. So take your feet to the long edges of the mat and then let the knees just knock down together, keeping that lower back nice and flat on the mat. Roll the shoulders back. Option to have the palms facing up or down. And just deeply relaxing the body here. So with intention, sending breath and release to any areas which might still be feeling a little bit sore or a little bit tight. Just invite these parts of the body to relax with every exhale as you allow your body to receive the benefits of this practice today. You're welcome to stay in your Savasana for as long as you need to today. if you're ready to come out of your practice, let's start to wiggle the fingers and the toes, deepening the breath. Hug the knees into the chest. Gently rolling onto one side. Use your arms to support your head. Take a full deep breath here. And then on your inhale, let's gently press ourselves back up to a comfortable seated position. Keep your eyes closed if you can as you arrive. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Let's close this practice with one full breath. Inhaling, sweep the arms back, reach up high overhead. Exhale, draw the hands back to your heart. Bow the chin to the chest. Take this opportunity now just to feel so grateful towards yourself. Feeling grateful that you managed to perform whatever you managed to do on your mat today. And just feeling so proud of yourself for taking the time to come onto your mat and to look after your body, especially to look after your lower back. Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in today for your yoga back, your lower back release yoga flow. I really hope you enjoyed that, and I really hope it's brought you a little bit of relief around the hips, the glutes and the lower back. And come back to this as often as you need to. I hope that it does provide some relief. So let me know in the comments how you found it. I'd love to hear, and please do subscribe if you liked what you saw on the channel today, and please share it with anybody that you feel would benefit from this as well. So thank you so much for joining in on the challenge, and I really hope to see you back for the rest of the challenge. We've only got 10 more days and it is over, but the good news is you can come back to it as often as you want. So thank you again for joining, and I'll be back with you tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Bye.